Hello and welcome to round 19 NPL Victoria action here at the Bentley Greens Kingston Heath Soccer Complex tonight. It's the Bentley Greens taking on Dandenong Thunder. I'm your commentator Brandon Galgano. With me tonight is Ed Gooden. And well, Ed, welcome to the broadcast first off. It's a really nice night for football here at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. Second on the table against last Dandenong Thunder in a must-win position. Same to his Bentley. Should be a good game tonight. It's
going to be very interesting, I reckon. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. We've seen Brandon Barnes score 4 out of the last 7 goals for Dandenong, I believe. And seeing Bentley score a couple last week as well and keeping a clean sheet was really good to see. But I think with the good conditions and a couple of good quality offensive teams, it's going to be nice.
Well, we'll go through quickly the Bentley Greens lineup as we see both the captains in Jack Webster and Brandon Barnes exchanging the initial handshakes before we kick off here tonight, of course, for the Bentley Greens. They have most of their squad back in the lineup tonight, as we've seen in the last few weeks. And Ryan Scott, of course, in goals. Number 3, Jacob Alexander. Number 10, Tyson Holmes. Number 24, Mario Ilic. Number 14, Marko Jankovic. Number 8, George Lambateridis. Number 9, Futo Nakamura. Number 25, Daniel Steins. Number 18, Matthew Thurtell. Number 5, Jack Webster. And number 11, James Zidias, of course, on the bench. Number 2, Matthew Crooks. Number 4, Charlie Fry. Number 16, Joshua Mika. Number 23, Velibor Mitrovic. And number 20, the substitute goalkeeper, Michael Stark. So a very strong side in tonight for the Bentley Greens, of course. Had their injury problems earlier in the season, but more or less have gotten pretty much most of their squad back in tonight, of course, as we see this kickoff is about to take place. Of course, with the Dandenong Thunder, we've got in goals as we run through the starting lineup here tonight, as we just briefly gloss over for this kickoff before. Of course, the Bentley Greens going from right to left in their traditional green, and from left to right it's the Dandenong Thunder in their black and red kit. We are underway here at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. Of course, we'll run through Thunder's lineup quickly. Number 1, Pierce Clark. Number 10, Brandon Barnes. Number 22, Dean Berevescos. Number 7, Blake Carpenter. Number 15, Anthony Desic. Number 11, Kieran Dover. Number 4, Yanis Georgopoulos. Number 25, Shane Montgomery. Number 5, Mercy Mehmeti. Number 6, Nicholas Madafri. Number 21, number 3, Keegan Sheridan. And then on the bench, of course, number 21, Dean Pamonte. Number 13, Kane Runge. Number 33, Connor Cass. Number 20, Sevdim Ismail. And number 19, Mohammed Faizi. So, again, two sides with strong lineups tonight, both in desperate need of a victory. As we see the early ball come over the top on the right-hand side there, but cleared away there by the Thunder. And well, as you mentioned earlier, Ed, of course, a lot of their hopes on avoiding the drop have been on Brandon Barnes, as they have been over the last few years, still scoring goals, but the biggest challenge, I guess, for Veton Kokari now is can he lift his side around him?
Yeah, I think it's all got to come down to the defence for this Thunder team. As you said before, they are scoring a lot of goals, but I think the back four are really going to have to step up against a team like Bentleigh, who have been really running rampant the last couple of weeks with a fantastic victory over Melbourne Knights, a nice 4-0 goal. 4-0 win with Matthew Thurtell, picking up a couple as well. He's going to be another one to look out for tonight. Well,
of course, 2 of the leading goal scorers in this competition over the last few years. As we do see now a chance for the Bentley Greens on this right-hand side. A strong challenge there from Carpenter, I believe, but it is a foul that's been given. It's an opportunity here, an early chance for the Bentley Greens to get a ball into the box. Of course, still reeling from the losses of John Anastasiadis, of course, the long-term manager of this club. Got them up from State League 1 all those years ago, and such a period of dominance in the top flight of Victorian football to Western United, of course, alongside Valentino Uel as well, who was absolutely fantastic in the early stages of this campaign. The ball's whipped in towards the back post, and again, it just goes over the top, and, well, it looked like a few players were attacking that at the back post, but no one quite able to get there. And in the end, it's out for a goal kick. A good early sider there for the Bentley Greens.
Yeah, it was looking great from the set piece as well. Mario Ilic just barely able to get a hold of that one. He looked like he ducked underneath it. In fact, maybe not reading it quite with the flight of the ball.
Well, an early chance here for Pierce Clark to get himself on the ball, the Dandenong City goalkeeper. As we do see for the Bentley Greens, of course, the likes of Jack Webster in its central defence, been here for such a long period of time now. Tyson Holmes in the centre of midfield. Of course, we've already mentioned Matt Thurtell and his exploits over the years. There's so much experience in the spine of this side, which has helped them to get back to the top few positions on the NPL Victoria table after a difficult start and midpoint of the season with injuries and form. As Jankovic goes all the way back to Ryan Scott. who goes quickly across to Jack Webster now. He'll carry this ball forwards in towards midfield. Moving off the ball ahead of him, he just bounces it off his winger and then gets the ball back from Zidias. Now a good little exchange there again, and Thurtell dropping really deep to try and get himself on the ball early. And now it's Webster again with plenty of time to step forwards here, and that's a good ball over the top towards Thurtell as well, but Pierce Clark just had to be alert there and collect off his goal line. And he'll just have a bit of time to get himself together and just slow maybe the early tempo of this game down. Of course, not the only game of NPL Victoria action tonight, of course, around the grounds as well. There is the Dandenong City playing Hume City, kicking off in around 10 minutes or so. Really big night there as well for the other team from Dandenong. Of course, the likes of their three new A-League recruits in Brendan Sandlab, Carl Valeri, and of course Adrian Layer, who's been injured over the last few weeks, but Brendan Sandlab in particular certainly been exceptional since joining following the A-League Grand Final from the Perth Glory. There's now the Bentley Greens again looking to move that ball forwards, intercepted well, direct ball over the top towards Barnes. He might just get there, but Scott was quick off his line again, just able to collect and get that ball across the ground to Jankovic. And he'll just step in here and looks for Alexander on this left-hand side. It's backwards into Jankovic now, who again has a bit of time, looks for the movement off the ball ahead of him. Couldn't really find anything clear-cut in particular. Thurtell dropping in now. Lambateridis just steps forward back to Alexander. And again, just played all the way back to Jankovic. Dandenong Thunder happy to just sit in and compress the space behind the ball. Zidias, though, was caught there, and Carpenter, again looking for the direct ball, but straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And while we can see from the Thunder tonight, looking to release Barnes direct and get him in behind. That time there, just a little bit off with the pass, but still a few early danger signs on the break.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a testament to the game we're going to see tonight. Bentleigh holding a lot of possession and then utilising Brandon Barnes, as you said, on the break. They're going to look to exploit maybe when the fullbacks of Bentleigh are pushing up a little bit higher with Zidias and Alexander, maybe committing a little bit too offensively.
Well, now a chance here for Webster again, of course, loves to carry the ball into midfield. And now it is the out on the right-hand side. Great little turn as well. Tried the second time, wasn't quite able to get to it. And now again an opportunity for the Thunder to at least get themselves on the ball in midfield. Recycled out wide here, and Dover looks out forwards towards Barnes. Holds it up here. He's got options right on the right side of him, and Daffrey one of them now. Chance to cross potentially. Just holds it up on this right-hand side. Now comes back inwards to his midfielder here. And again, good bounce play here through the centre of the park from Thunder. And in the end, they recycle all the way in towards central defence. So Sheridan just bouncing it there off Georgopoulos. In the end, it's cleared away by Clark, and Webster will come across and just sweep this up. So Jankovic, I think, just goes back to Scott, and plenty of time here for the Bentley Greens again to carry this ball forward. Just happy to ease themselves into the tempo of this game and dominate control of possession of the ball. Good turn in midfield there. Exchange was good there out wide to Alexander. He's got options on his left. Finds Illich here. Chance to cross potentially. Just holds it up in the corner. Daffrey just forcing him back there. Still under some body pressure there was Illich. He goes inside to Lambateridis. Now a chance again for Bentley Greens. Good little exchange there again. Now Jankovic just with a bit of time here to hold on to the ball. Out to the left again. Ball clipped over the top. Good run in there from Nakamura, the goalkeeper, as well off his line quickly though. And after a little bit of afters between Clark and the newly signed Japanese winger, it is going to be a Dandenong Thunder free kick. Good exchange there from Bentley. A dangerous ball over the top, but well out from the goalkeeper there to cover the space.
It's really good commitment there from Clark. Coming up to Futa Nakamura, as you said, just a recent signing from an Indian side, actually joining mid-season along with Mario Illich as well.
Well, of course, that mid-season transfer merry-go-round has more than taken place over the last few months. Of course, the window is now closed, but again, both sides needed to strengthen in that window. Of course, as we've already mentioned, the likes of Illich and Nakamura joining for the Bentley Greens. Now that's a good ball over the top, and Barnes has that time been able to get onto it. And this is where he's dangerous here. He cuts onto his left as Brandon Barnes, but well shuffled backwards by Jankovic. Now it comes out to the right again. Good bounce wide here. Georgopoulos on the ball. And again, just turning back out to Madafri. Now it's Bereveskos, of course, a fellow mid-season signing from South Melbourne. And that's a good exchange there. Madafri now with a chance on this right-hand side to potentially deliver. Gets the ball into the area. It's a good one. Barnes with space and time, but just couldn't quite get the power on the head up. But that was probably the best movement in the game so far from the Dandenong Thunder. And that time there, Brandon Barnes just couldn't quite get the power on the header to really trouble Ryan Scott.
It all started for me in the midfield. Really great exchange between the midfielder and then the fullback and Madafri. Fantastic ball finding Brandon Barnes, who for me was probably not tightly marked enough, and he was able to get a free header, just not quite enough power for me.
Well, again, Brandon Barnes, we know how dangerous he can be in and around the box, and that was an example there. Just a little side up. As now it's out on this left-hand side, and Steins will attack his fullback here. Goes back out to Alexander. Now again, chance for Bentley just to hold themselves in possession and just try and look to break the lines. Good exchange there from Thurtell. Holmes, Steins. Back to Holmes here on the edge of the area. Alexander. Good exchange there across the ground. Zidias. A little bit shaky on his touch back to Webster. Gets it down though. Zidias again. This time recycles possession to find Jankovic. Now Alexander here on the left-hand side. And Steins just cuts in, and the Bentley Greens really good so far on the ball, as we've come to expect from them over the last few years. Such a good ball-playing side here in the NPL Victoria. And again, the legacy left by John Anastasiadis of keeping the ball and moving it quickly. Certainly on display so far here tonight, and Dandenong Thunder happy to just concede and keep the ball deep. As Jankovic just bounces it off Tyson Holmes. Now again, bit of space to come forwards with it. Good exchange of play. Webster, he carries inside this time. That time it is given away though. And now it is Thunder coming forward on the counter. Ball out wide, finds Barnes from Desic, of course another mid-season signing. Ball switch of play is a good one. And it is going to be kept alive there as well by Dover, so potentially an opportunity to cross here for the Thunder. Just holds it up and gets it back to Bereveskos, who's worked hard so far in midfield early in this game. And now to left-hand side again for Thunder. Potential crossing opportunity here. Gets in towards the area here. It's Dover on the edge of the box. Cuts back inside. That time given away though by Kieran Dover. And now a chance for the Bentley Greens to come forward again. Thurtell. Just held up there. No foul given. Now Thunder with a chance, but again given away, and Alexander just recycling possession. As we've seen, both sides looking to attack and move the ball forwards through midfield so far, but just no real penetration at the moment, especially in the final third. Yeah, no, it's good to see both teams playing a little bit of football. I think the quality of the Bentley midfield with Lambatarides and Illich and those kind of players it's producing cleaner moves, but it's good to see Dandenong kind of moving the ball around, using Barnes as that target man, and then kind of slowing the pace down, and then playing through that final third. Well, now Steins on that left-hand side. Been an intriguing battle tonight between himself and Madafri. Already so far, we've seen both of them get quite advanced at each other. That's a good turn, though, in midfield from Holmes. Looks up, recycles well, gets it out wide. Nakamura will go straight at his fullback here. Will Nakamura gets it low into the area. Just couldn't quite find a target and cleared away in the end. Jankovic looked to get it down. Strong challenge there, though, by Georgopoulos. And in the end, it's going to be out for a Bentley Greens throw. And while you've seen so far tonight, the likes of Nakamura and Steins both looking to get out their fullbacks. And that time there again, Nakamura really direct and getting into the box. Just couldn't quite find the delivery in the final ball. Yeah, he's definitely that kind of player. I don't think you're not going to see him cut inside a lot. You're just going to see him drive onto that right foot and play maybe a low cross to one of the targets inside the box there to finish it off. Ball played across now to the left-hand side here as we just tick in towards the 15th minute of this contest. Still 0-0 here, of course, at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex as the ball played out wide. Nakamura again going at his fullback. Did well to beat him, but ball's cleared away. Comes out to the edge of the area. Zidias is there. Holds it up. Just looks for that opportunity to maybe deliver into the box. He just looks for support instead. Nakamura again dropping off onto the ball. Plays a little exchange there with Holmes. Now Zidias again. Nakamura. Zidias, wide area. Good bounce there from Holmes. Now Lambadaridis, he'll look to recycle this across the ground, and again, well kept there by the Bentley Greens. Jankovic. Now Alexander cuts in well. Good movement ahead of the ball there by Lambadaridis. Chance to cross it potentially again, but well defended. Falls outside into Steins. He clips it in towards the back post. Again, it's cleared away. And now Dover just finds Bereveskos in it. A little bit of possession here for the Dandenong Thunder, just to allow them a bit of a breather from their defensive duty so far. Georgopoulos forwards, but again, just a scrappy ball forward. Very one-dimensional at the minute there from the Thunder. Lambadaridis steps inside. Zidias on the right. Now across to Nakamura again. One-on-one with his defender. Back into Zidias, offering some interior support here. He's got options left and right. Goes across to Alexander now. Bounces wide here to Steins. He cuts in on his right. Just holds up the play though, and again a chance to just recycle for the Bentley Greens. And a good start here so far from them. Really look to get on this ball and dominate the tempo. Webster looks out wide. Zidias. Chance to cross. Looks up. Cuts onto his left. Under pressure there was Nakamura. Zidias in support, and referee's going to give a Bentley throw. So 16 minutes in here. Again, really is relentless at the moment for the Dandenong Thunder.
It is. They're soaking up a lot of pressure from this Bentley team. They're switching it back and forth, utilising all 11 members on the pitch. And I think it's going to be a story of this first half, unless Dandenong can sneak one on the counter-attack, which is what they're obviously trying to do at this moment now.
Well, again, just see Barnes quite isolated at the moment up front, and every time they are getting the ball, it is looking like a direct ball over the top, trying to find him. Now Steins here in the meantime on the left, again looking to deliver. High and ball into the box, headed clear, falls to the edge of the area. Bereveskos is there, now Dover. And again, if you just see, so isolated is Barnes higher up the ground. Really is no options for them to play. Ball bounce inside, Madafri forced to clear. And out for a throw. Great press there from the Bentley Greens. Again, that looks like it's going to be a free kick, so Holmes will look to take that quickly. Alexander does rather. Now into midfield again. Ball played out to the left there by Illich. Now it's Alexander. It's got Steins just above him. Good little flick ball forward there from the former Perth Glory man. Finds Alexander again. Good delivery low into the box, but cleared away. And again out for a throw in there. But again, the Bentley Greens really looking to get their fullbacks forward tonight. And Alexander and Zidias on both sides have gotten into advanced areas so far. That time there, Alexander just couldn't quite get the ball into the area.
They're definitely looking to pair both fullbacks with the wingers, both Zidias and then Alexander, along with Daniel Steins, with a lot of pace going down those wings.
Oh, the ball is into the back of the net. It's a fantastic goal for the Bentley Greens, and it is who else but Matt Thurtell in the back post. And well, a good long throw into the box. It was flicked on perfectly there, and Matt Thurtell continues his great goal-scoring form. And well, Bentley Greens lead this game by a 1-0.
As you said, Brennan, an incredible long throw, in fact, with a nice little flick off there to Matthew Thurtell, who picks up his 12th goal of the season, possibly moving up to third in the standings. But it's that relentless pressure from Bentley, just breaking open the Dandenong defence at last.
Well, there is nothing wrong with a good long throw, and when executed like that, it is certainly dangerous. And Matt Thurtell just guided in there at the back stick and made sure to put that ball into the back of the net. Such a clinical finish up. And well, for Bentleigh, that is the perfect start now. Of course, we've been so dominant in these early exchanges tonight. And the Dandenong Thunder now really look to try and get themselves on the ball, at least a little bit advanced, as Barnes looks up. He finds Dover, who'll drive through midfield here. Looks out to his left-hand side. Carpenter puts it down now. He'll look to potentially drive at his fullback there, and in the end, the cross is blocked and kept alive, though, still. Now recycling backwards there to the edge of the area. Dover holds up, goes all the way back outside. Berevescos now under pressure, gives it away. Now Bentleigh again coming forward here. Steins couldn't quite find the inside pass. Berevescos was strong. And in the end, he's kept the ball well. And again now for Thunder, maybe a chance to at least try and get the ball forwards. Barnes, been quite isolated so far in this clash. Dover, Barnes again. Steps inside as Barnes, still going here on the right. So on the left rather. Cuts into Georgopoulos. Just looks for the run above him. Back outside to Berevescos. He's got Mudafferi in a bit of space here. It's a really good little flick there. Mudafferi gets at his fullback. He looks to deliver, but well blocked there by Alexander. It's going to be a corner kick.
It's good football from Dandenong again. You see them using Brandon Barnes. He's just an absolute fortress running through. Shrugged off one defender and then played a really nice ball inside. And Dandenong, they just need to find that extra bit of quality in the final third to play that clinical pass.
The corner kick here. Brandon Barnes to take. Well, the goal now would certainly be the perfect response to going behind. Barnes whips in low, disappointing delivery, comes out to the edge of the box. And under some pressure there was Steins, wasn't able to keep it. Georgopoulos, he's looking like he wants the corner. Under some pressure there, tried to maybe roll the ball through the legs of Steins there. In the end, has lost possession. Long ball over the top, Thurtell chasing it down. Cleared away by Desic, now headed down inside there again. Look to restart here. Well, Thunder, Carpenter looks to go at his fullback there and wins a foul. Well, Thunder, probably their best little period of the game so far, actually keeping the ball in an advanced area. And again there, the likes of Carpenter doing well to win a free kick and in a good position to whip this ball into the box.
Yeah, as you said, it's a nice little purple patch here for the Thunder. If they can sneak one here, it'd be a quick. Ooh, tried to play a quick little free kick there, but referee not allowing it. But yeah, if they can get a nice ball in here to the target man, Brandon Barnes, it could result in something.
Ball whipped in there by Berevescos. Georgopoulos was offside, or Carpenter rather. Referees just waved that away and play on, so Bentleigh will come forward with the ball. Steins, he's got Thurtell in front of him. No real movement ahead of him though, so just recycles there into midfield again. And Alexander will go back into Jankovic, who again happily gives back to his goalkeeper in Scott, and Bentleigh will to play forwards again through midfield. Webster steps up, Zidias under pressure here on the right. He's got a bit of space to deliver though. Beats one, beats two to Zidias, gets it across, beats three to Zidias, potentially four, falls the edge of the box with Lambateridis, but just couldn't quite get the shot on target. Great run though from James Zidias. Now the ball played out to the left though, and Barnes was in an offside position, but it was blocked. And again, good enterprising play from the fullback and getting into a really good dangerous area around the edge of the box.
I mean, Zidias, he's weaved his way through four players, I think, there, and he just barely got that final pass off to Lambateridis. But once again, it's just a testament to how dangerous Bentleigh can be with their pace and their fullbacks and their wingers. Well,
22 minutes gone here at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. The Bentley Greens, of course, leading by a goal to nil. The strike from Matt Thurtell. The difference at the minute in the 17th minute. And now for Thunder, what is the response going to be? Ball played inside to Georgopoulos again. Just holding possession, bounces it off Berevescos. Not much real movement ahead of the ball here. Barnes looks up to drive forward, plays the feed of Dover, gets it back to Barnes. Now it's Carpenter on the left. Again, looks to go at Zidias, does well to find the line. Now cuts it across the face, dangerous delivery. Came out to the edge of the area, but well won there by Jankovic and cleared away again. Thurtell under some pressure there. Did well to almost win the ball, but Vescos got it back. In the end, it's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper in Clark. He has to clear it. Did well to find a target though on the left, and now again just a forced ball in behind, and it'll roll through there potentially for a goal kick, although Webster's kept it alive. And again there now the Bentley Greens turn to try and break forwards. That time couldn't quite get the ball through, but again the Dandenong Thunder will be happy with how they've responded to going behind.
Yeah, no, they're actually looking quite good after, as you say, going a goal behind. Again, Barnes acting as that target man, almost acting as a false nine, just dropping in behind and kind of filling the holes. You saw before a ball played inside into the box, but Barnes, of course, wasn't in there because he initiated the play. It'll be interesting to see if Dandenong can initiate that play with some other players so Barnes can be on the end of those crosses.
Well, of course, if they are to get a win tonight, the Bentley Greens, it would move within 2 points of Avondale temporarily. Of course, Avondale playing a big game themselves tomorrow against Green Gully, who got a last gasp draw against Port Melbourne last week. But again, it certainly has hotted up this late race for the NPL minor premiership. Of course, Avondale were the early pace setters, only losing one game out of 18. But still plenty of life left in the Bentley Greens. We've seen so far tonight as Alexander gets it inside. Now the ball comes out to the edge of the box. Holmes. Illich just bounces it back to Holmes again, who's forced quite a fair way backwards. Now Steins steps in, drives towards his back four. Madaffrey getting across to try and put some pressure on. Steins did well to get to the line and in the end wins a corner. A good chance now for Bentley to deliver into the area.
It's danger against some Steins as well. I think that matchup of the young former Perth Glow player and Madaffrey on the left-hand side could prove dangerous for the Thunder, as he's got a little extra yard of pace on him and he potentially could get a nice ball in on that left foot.
The corner kick here to be taken by Alexander. Whipped in towards the back post, headed back across the face again, but only into the side netting. And well, for the Dandenong Thunder now, of course, it starts to get to the point where they just need to get wins, of course, with after this game tonight, 7 games remaining in the NPL Victoria season, currently anchored at the bottom of the table on 13 points. 1 point only out of the relegation playoff place, but 7 from safety at the minute, which is Dandenong City, who of course are playing tonight as well. So really is getting to that point of the year now where results are all important. As Clark goes high and long forwards, Barnes couldn't quite get up for it. Jankovic was first to the ball. Lambadaridis sits down, headed clear again. Lambadaridis under pressure, lost to Carpenter, wins it back though. Handball given by the referee. And after running around with the ball a little bit, it is ended up recouped in Dandenong Thunder's possession, and they'll look to take this set piece forwards. Decent crowd here tonight at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex, maybe pushing around the 400 to 500 mark potentially. Of course, the Savakis are always flowing. You can smell them right next to this commentary box. Of course, exciting times around Australian football at the moment, of course, with the FFA Cup draw announced as well. Neither of these sides, of course, involved, which is not a commonplace for the Bentley Greens, who've been the most successful Victorian side in the FFA Cup era, making 2 semi-finals. As Tyson Holmes has stayed down after that clash there and looks to be in a bit of pain too, and this could be a real concern for the Bentley Greens. It was a clattering challenge and he's in a bit of strife there, it looks like, Tyson Holmes. This would be a real disappointment for them if he couldn't continue.
It was quite a big tackle. I mean, you hope it's just one of those impacts, one where maybe the knees have knocked poorly. I think he got sandwiched by 2 Dandenong players there. Doesn't look like he's in great shape, but of course you hope for all the best with these kind of things, especially with when you see the risk of knee injuries and ankle injuries and those kind of things. But obviously, hopefully he's all right, and hopefully he gets back up and running in that Bentley midfield.
Of course, Tyson Holmes, one of the elder statesmen of this side now. Of course, joining from South Melbourne back in 2014. Again, looks really ginger, does Tyson Holmes, as he just limps off the field. Of course, around the grounds, the Dandenong City-Hume City clash has kicked off there at Frank Holohan Soccer Complex, and it is still 0-0 after 12 minutes. Of course, tomorrow in the NPL, there are a number of games taking place, most notably, of course, Avondale and Green Gully fighting out for potentially Avondale to stay clear on the top of the table. Port Melbourne take on the Melbourne Knights, Heidelberg take on Oakley, and Altona Magic take on Kingston, which again, after Kingston's result against South Melbourne, will certainly galvanise them to try and get out of that bottom three as well. As Webster takes it forwards there towards Thurtell. Wasn't able to keep the ball though. Barnes was again standing in quite a distant offside position. Didn't quite get to him though. In the end it's headed down. Zidias goes all the way back to his goalkeeper in Scott. Now again, they'll just look to keep the ball and move forward with it now through Jankovic. Ball played high out to the right-hand side. Nakamura been a bit isolated in the last few minutes. A good challenge there that time. Carpenter under some pressure there. Ball played inside. Brevescos got it down. Carpenter just with the flick and cleared over the top there. Dover wasn't able to keep it alive. Of course, former Bentley Greens man himself, Kieran Dover. Spent a few seasons here. Of course, formerly of the Melbourne Victory as well, where he played in the youth team for a few seasons. Now the ball played out into midfield and across here to Alexander. And again, potentially an opportunity here for Bentley just to move this ball forward. Alexander. All the way back to Jankovic. Just holds it up and now to Scott. Recycles across the ground again. We've seen that move a number of times tonight in just recouping possession and quickly moving it across the ground. Lambadaridis, good ball inside. Zidias now breaks in towards the back four, into the back post. A good ball and a really good challenge from Adafri. Did just enough to make sure that Steins didn't receive at the back post there, but again, really good exchange for the Bentley Greens and a good opportunity there. Just unlucky not to find the run at the back post.
It's a really nice play from Bentley Greens. All starting from Webster, who played a really nice ball into Futa Nakamura, who sliced through that defence and found Exidias, who couldn't quite find Matthew Turtell in the middle.
Well, now again, a chance on this corner kick. Whipped in towards the back post, but it's going to miss everyone. Poor delivery in the end, and you can see frustration on Jack Webster's face regarding that delivery. Well, Dandenong Thunder just escape again there. Of course, as we said earlier in the broadcast, last week going down by 5 goals to 2 against Heidelberg United. A second-minute opener from Brandon Barnes gave them the perfect start, and they were 2-1 up after 28 minutes, but 4 goals in response from Heidelberg meant that they ran out 5-2 winners. 2 of those coming in the last 20 minutes of the contest. So, again, the Dandenong Thunder very disappointed to let those points go potentially. Now, looks like there's a few players still down. Thurtell is one of them, and he looks to be in a bit of pain. And the other one looks to be Illich in midfield. Now, I didn't quite see what actually happened to Matt Thurtell, but they are calling the trainer over. And he looks in a real bit of pain there, does Matt Thurtell.
It's really tough to see there for Matty Thurtell. He's had 2 knee reconstructions coming into this season, and he was unfortunate to miss out on that Bentley Greens title-winning side. So he does look like he's in a fair amount of pain, but you hope for the best. He's had a fantastic season so far. He's obviously picked up the goal tonight, and he's sitting 4th in the standings. And you just hope it's nothing serious here for Matty.
Of course, his injury problems have been well broadcasted over the last few seasons. A player of such talent, joining in from Queensland and scoring so many goals over the last few seasons for the Bentley Greens. Now, not quite sure if it's his knee or what, but he's gingerly gotten to his feet, which of course is an encouraging sign. It does look like he is going to at least attempt resuming the game, which is very positive to see. The Bentley Greens, 2 players now in the last few minutes who have just gone down with knocks there. It looks like he is okay. So Webster, high ball over the top towards Steins. Over his head. Steins will get there before the line though. Holds it up in the corner. Back to Alexander. Chance to cross potentially. Thurtell's waved back onto the ground, so he returns. Steins. Holmes has to be strong here. Was. Now the ball recycled backwards in there. Lambateridis, another player of A-League experience out in the ground tonight. And now the ball recycled all the way back to Ryan Scott. And it is good to see Matt Thurtell is back up and running, so was a bit of a scare there initially. Webster gets it out wide. Zidias on this right-hand side now. He's got options in front of him. Plays it out towards Nakamura. Under some pressure there initially. Delivers in towards the middle, but was taken a deflection. And will be another corner kick.
Nakamura again proving a bit of a danger on that right side. I think Bentley need to utilise him a little bit more. They've, of course, a couple of plays ago they found him and he played a fantastic ball to Zidias. I think if they're able to find the Japanese winger a little bit more, they might have a fair few chances at the end of this first half.
Well, again, the corner kick here, taken by Alexander. High in towards the back post. Jankovic is high and gets up, down, Thurtell, drops, and a good save there from Clark. Had to get across and, well, again, was strong in the end, the big Dandenong Thunder number 1. As now the ball comes out there and Beravescos will look to get into possession. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, mid-season signing from South Melbourne, who didn't really get as much game time as he would have liked there, and in the end was released and given the approval to move to the Dandenong Thunder mid-season. Of course, joining from the New South Wales NPL. Zidias just carries his ball forward here and just looks for the throw over the top. Gets it towards Nakamura again, but wasn't able to keep the ball. Now dove up, goes back to Beravescos. Good exchange there again. Ball intercepted now though. And again a chance here for Bentley to just recoup possession and try and move it forwards. Webster, Holmes. Back to Scott again, who's been kept quite involved tonight in possession of the ball. Now Jankovic. Good switch of play there from Jankovic as well. He finds Nakamura now. Looks to hold it up in the corner. Goes back to Zidias in support. Holds it up again. Nakamura looks to just set himself and move in towards the centre of the ground, but the exchange there was given away by Holmes that time. Now again an opportunity for Thunder just to get themselves out of this defensive area. They have gotten better as the game's gone on at just weaving through the Bentley Greens press and managing to try and keep the ball somewhat, but that time there was dribbled straight out of play. You just got to say, just the inability to really get Barnes involved so far has been a hard one for them. We've only really seen him around the area once or twice, and he's just a player that you really want to try and get on the ball a little bit more than he is at the moment.
I think it's a struggle for Dandenong, and you can see kind of he's a little bit frustrated. He's still working hard, which is good to see, but it's this Dandenong midfield. I think they just need to close the gap between midfield and defence, and as he said, just try and stay on the ball a little bit more so they can utilise Barnes and his quality up front.
Webster now carries forward. Looks for the run of Nakamura, but given away. And in the end, the ball is going to roll straight out for a goal kick. And well, you just wonder how Vet and Kakari is going to try and get themselves through this game. Of course, clearly setting up to compress and defend really deep and not allow space in behind them for Bentley to exploit. But as this game progresses, of course, being a goal down, it'll be interesting to see just how he changes his tack to try and get them back into this clash. As Clark goes high and long forward, flicked on again. Barnes, he'll get there, but cleared away by Webster. Thurtell contesting for the header. In the end, it's cleared away. Now Alexander comes forward. High boot there, though, from Desic, and that's going to be a free kick here. Again, Bentleigh are going to look to get this moving quickly, so now it's Holmes. Steins goes back to Jankovic. Switch of play again, really nice delivery out wide. Zidias, so Nakamura rather, one-on-one again with his fullback. Still Nakamura, cuts onto his left at the edge of the box. Oh, fires off the post, and Steins that time putting it over the bar. Well, we spoke about Nakamura's quality around the area before the broadcast, and that time there, just finding that little bit of space around the edge of the box. And a great strike, just off the post. No chance there for Pierce Clark. Well, what a goal that would have been to make it 2-0.
It would have been an absolute scream. I mentioned earlier that Futa Nakamura doesn't love to cut inside, but he's absolutely proved me wrong there. The absolute cannon on the left foot. It's just barely glanced the outside of the post, and Bentley even unlucky to find a goal from a rebound. But once again, it shows the quality of Futa Nakamura and the danger he provides, and how closely Dandenong need to close him down on the edge of the area.
Barnes now looks up, twisting, turning, clips it over the top. Georgopoulos just couldn't quite get himself in control in the area, but he does get it back there to Madafri. Delivery into the box is cleared. Race to it. Breveskos wasn't first to it. Nakamura was. And Nakamura skips around one. Still in possession is Nakamura. Goes back into Holmes. Cheeky nutmeg as well on Breveskos. And that'll be a free kick in the centre of the ground. Holmes just questioning why that wasn't a card. But game just starting to open up a little bit more now. And you saw again Brandon Barnes when he gets on the ball and looking to create. Certainly looking dangerous. Now it's Alexander. Wide here to Steins. Steps forwards now to Steins. Inside to Illich and wide there to Alexander. Now inside, Steins. Bit of space for him to load up here. He does have a strike, and that time again, not far away. Just over the crossbar, and Bentley looking a little bit more ominous now around the box, and both their wingers getting in shooting positions. That time Steins just not able to find the target.
They're creating chances. They're really stretching this Dandenong defence with nice little bit of triangle football on the edge of the area there between Alexander Steins and the midfielder there, Lambatarides. And it's a real testament to the football that Bentley like to play. They like to stay on the ball. They like to keep the ball on the deck. And I think best option for Dandenong here is to just try and disrupt, try and kind of edge Bentley out of that type of football and cause as many disturbances as possible.
We're into the last 5 minutes of this first half. Still a 0-0 here for the Bentley Greens, and they're looking to make it 2. Alexander comes forward. Now somehow he managed to keep possession of the ball there for the moment, but it was given away initially. One back though by Holmes. Nakamura. Back into Illich. Recycles well. Gets it out wide here to Alexander. Holmes just turns and again gives himself the time to find Alexander again. Again, Bentley just keeping the ball nicely and moving the ball efficiently. Played back there to the goalkeeper. Scott goes out to Webster again. Now Bentley looks to come forwards quickly. Zidias, ball was out though. And again, it'll be an opportunity for Thunder, and you think now for the visiting side, if they can get through to half-time within a goal, really would set them a good task here to get themselves back into the contest. Just keeping the ball here for the moment is Georgopoulos. Goes out towards his centre-back again here, and again a bit of time and space to carry now for Dandenong. Options in front of the ball, but not able to find Desic. Now Holmes again on the turn. He's got Alexander on the left and a bit of an overload here. Alexander, he's in some space. Madafri working to get back in shape there, but Alexander can load up a delivery. He does. It's dangerous, but well defended there in the end and put outside there by Madafri. So it will be a corner. Again, Alexander getting in a good position. And now a chance again for the Bentley Greens.
Alexander starting in front of Daniel Steins, in fact. He was almost playing pseudo left back for a couple of seconds there. It's good to see Steins and Alexander forming a nice partnership. Of course, Steins just coming into the team for the 3 games, and really nice to see the young players forming early bit of chemistry with their senior counterparts.
Alexander here on the corner. Whips in towards the middle. Dangerous ball, headed clear. Desic, he turns and fires the ball away. That comes out the edge of the box again. Desic under some pressure, gave it up that time. Now Alexander, twisting and turning, did well to keep the ball. Jankovic hasn't got much ahead of him, so goes back into Holmes now. A bit of time here for Jankovic. Ilic puts his centre back in Webster under some pressure, flicks it over the top. Lambertaridis did well. Zidias that time with a high boot, right into the head there of his marker. Now, I'm not sure it was intentional, but the Dandenong Thunder bench certainly up in arms about it. And the yellow card has been shown to James Zidias. Certainly not happy about that challenge.
Thunder bench, as you said, up in arms, almost distraught at that challenge by Zidias. I think it's just one of those where the ball's up in the air and one chose to go with the boot, one chose to go with the head, and I feel like most of the time, Brendan, you're going to come off worse if you go with the head.
Well, he did duck his head into the challenge, but the boot was certainly high there from Zidias. We are in first half stoppage time here. And, well, it does look like someone has been removed from that potential bench there, but play is continuing in the meantime as the treatment is taking place out on that bench area there. So now it's Holmes, gets it out wide here. Zidias, can they make the most of the fact they've got this man advantage for the moment here? The Bentley Greens. Drives forwards. Now played centrally towards Nakamura, but cleared away. Webster underneath it, volley's clear. Again, the ball comes down though. Ilic to Zidias. Again, with a bit of time and space to come forward. Bentley would love a second goal here just before half time to really take the wind out of the Dandenong Thunder sails. Alexander flicks over, difficult ball to deal with. Goes back out wide to the left back though, and again he does well to keep the ball. Jankovic. And the ball played across here again. Webster. Now Zidias. Again, space to drive inside. Can they look to potentially cross? Goes back out here again to the edge of the area. Holmes, Thurtell. Holmes again, bit of space, plays wide. Steins enters the box to Steins, delivers in towards the back post. A good ball to Nakamura. And well, he's just headed it behind the goal there. From this angle, looked for a moment like it might have gone in, but again, good patient play there from Bentley. Just couldn't quite find the finish at the back post.
I think that fooled everybody on this commentary side. We're just finding the side netting there, but once again, you see the dangerous play from Bentley and players like Holmes and Steins finding really nice pockets of space and a little bit of time on the ball, and great delivery as well. Nakamura just unable to find the target.
Well, now in the meantime, it does look like a change has been made. So after that challenge from Zidias, they have had to make a substitution. Looks like Connor Cass has had to come on there. Oh, sorry, Dean Piemonte rather. So disappointment there for the Dandenong Thunder. It was as you said, a quite heavy clash with the boot of James Zidias. So they're forced into their first substitution of the game. So Dean Piemonte is in. And it looks like Blake Carpenter is just going to shift in at left back there. So ball is played high over the top. Barnes gets it down well, keeps it well as well. Piemonte's first touch of the game. Good exchange there from the midfield three. Now it comes out to the left back. Ball driven low into the feet of Barnes. He's able to turn, looks up. He's got Desic making a run ahead of him. Alexander clears. Now the ball comes out here just over the halfway line. In the end, it's well pressed there by Thurtell. And it's going to be a throw in here for the Dandenong Thunder as we just enter the final moments of this first half.
Interesting to see Brandon Barnes and Desic almost forming a nice little partnership up top there. Desic, of course, a relatively new player to the Thunder first team. He's been grinding away in the lower divisions, and he's finally got his chance. He's a very tidy player, very technical. It'll be nice to see him get on the ball and maybe work some spaces with Brandon Barnes up top.
Well, just in the final moments here of this first half. It's going to be Pierce Clark, as I said, happy to just take some time on this goal kick and just wait as players get forward here. So Clark goes high and long. Over the top, Zidias heads down, and that is half-time here at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex, and it is at the moment the Bentley Greens with a 1-0 lead. Matt Thurtell opening the scoring in the 17th minute, and well, after a relatively simple and easy first 20 or so minutes, Dandenong Thunder somewhat got themselves into the game, but really it's been all the home side so far tonight.
Yeah, Bentley, they've been relatively dominant on the ball, and as you mentioned, Dandenong having purple patches here or there. They've utilised Brandon Barnes as best they can, trying to find him with long balls and maybe playing to feet as much as possible, but as you said, it's mostly Bentley Greens, and unfortunately for Thunder fans, I'm going to expect a similar second half.
Well, we will see how the Thunder do react in this second period. A big 45 minutes to come here for Veton Kukari and his men as they seek to try and get themselves out of that bottom two. But at the moment, it is the Bentley Greens who lead by a goal to nil at the break. We'll be back right after this short break. We have to turn the mic down. I reckon it's a bit loud. Well, you don't control it. Yeah, you don't control it. Yeah.
Why, have you heard it's loud?
I reckon, from what I've heard, a little bit tiny bit loud. I'm not talking that loud either, but
You're
it feels like it's...
the Midlands and London, so the accommodation, everything's great. Yeah. You know, it's just going there, networking, trying to get a job there.
And there's so many opportunities for football and stuff because it goes almost down to non-league where
You say friend, your friends plays in Stoke, Wicked Wanderers, I think it's the place for me to be. I'll move back there. I'll move back here.
I mean, you live the Australian life.
I do love Melbourne. I've got older jobs that live here. I'll just stay here. No, actually. Oh yeah, they paid it.
I think it's a tax. I think it's a planned decision, right, mate? Yes. Welcome back to Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. We are back here for the second period. No changes looks like have been made by either side as the referee gets us underway. The Dandenong Thunder attacking from right to left now of your screen, and from left to right the Bentley Greens, of course, in their traditional green strip, and they are up a goal to nil, Ed, and well, it has been a really good performance from them so far, deservedly going ahead through Matt Thurtell. Now it'll be a matter of how can they just make sure they ride out and get these 3 points.
I think it's got to be a professional operation now from Bentley. If they can sneak one maybe before 60, 65 minutes, it'd do them the world of good. Or it could get a little bit tight at the end of this game, considering the danger that Dandenong do pose on the counter attack. Tired legs, all those kind of things to consider. But I'm expecting much of the same from Bentley. As you can see, Yankovic there. He's been leading the play from defence. He's been playing a lot of long balls over the top, and he's really a catalyst so far this game.
Well, of course, the Dandenong Thunder were forced into one change. Of course, Dean Piemonte coming in that first half to an injury. And again, someone who's come in and joined halfway through the season, of course, has bounced around a few clubs so far this campaign. Was at Dandenong City earlier in the stages. Was at Oakley Cannons, of course, early in pre-season. And again, certainly someone who can change a game when given the opportunity. The biggest question, of course, for the Thunder is how can they involve their chief marksman in Brandon Barnes a little bit more than he was in that first period. It's come to get to down Piemonte. Good exchange there with Bereveskos. And again, Thunder keeping the ball well and good movement there forwards. Piemonte, that time there though, forcing a ball over the top, which he probably shouldn't have played. And again, that's probably a bit of a symptom of the first half of Dandenong Thunder, just maybe overusing the ball in those areas. And they have at times played out quite well, but just when they actually get their head up and look, they've just maybe forced the ball over the top a little bit too much.
You did see a little bit of that in the first half, actually. There were a couple of nice passes strung together, and then there was maybe just one wayward one which kind of broke down the move. I think it's just a matter of staying nice and composed, not rushing, just maybe almost not utilising Brandon Barnes as much, maybe not looking for the straight ball and turning around, playing backwards. Did see when they got on the ball, they composed themselves well enough and wouldn't mind seeing that in the second half now.
Well, again, the long ball over the top does go to Barnes. This is where he is dangerous. Kept the ball well, Piemonte, and that time was just over the bar. And well, we spoke about it just before, Dean Piemonte's ability to create, and certainly that time there didn't really need much of a guy's a goal, just really swung his boot at it from the edge of the box and was very, very nearly an equalising goal.
Fantastic strike, just barely curling away from that far post, maybe just over the bar as well. This end of the ground, it's begging for a banger to be slotted, but you saw Brandon Barnes, just wonderful touch and bringing it down. He's going to create chances for this Dandenong side in the second half now.
Well, Holmes just gets himself on the ball. Another one who was quite heavily involved in that first period. Webster, Thurtell, the goal scorer, gets it out wide here. Zidias, close to the touchline. Of course, himself had a shaky-ish start to the game, but certainly came on in flying colours and looked to drive forward, as did his opposite fullback in Alexander. So both of them really had quite an active impact so far in this game. Long ball over the top from Clark and asking some questions there of Yankovic. Now Barnes got there, and in the end it is looks like an offside has been given there. So Brandon Barnes just getting that little half a sniff again. You can just see the Bentley Greens defenders maybe a little bit conscious of the fact that he is so clinical in front of goal. They're maybe not dealing with it as well as they would have liked.
He is that type of player. I think if you give him any chance at all, he's going to capitalise, and he's deceivingly quick for his size. He's got the strength and he's got the pace, and unfortunately, even though he's he was in an offside position. He, once again being dangerous, creating chances, and
well, that was certainly close. He gambled on that one to Brandon Barnes, and he would have banked on him if he'd actually won the ball there. And Jankovic just a little bit fortunate there. Now Nakamura surging forward, of course, was very unlucky not to grab a goal himself in that first half with a massive strike off the post. Zidias getting towards the edge of the box there, opening up the space well. Now it's an opportunity here for Alexander to deliver into the middle. Came towards Thurtell, but cleared. There will be a corner. And really good play there from Bentley. Well played out of the back. And Nakamura with a good exchange there with Zidias. And as you can see, both fullbacks really heavily involved.
It's that quick switch of play. You saw Nakamura driving through and finding Zidias, and he cuts inside. Could have had a shot. You heard the calls from the crowd, but he played a nice ball and got it inside the box.
Ball into the box. Low across the area. Blocked on the line and cleared away. Well, that was very nearly a second goal. Now Desic with a bit of time and space here in front of him. And he looks up towards Barnes. Under some pressure there was the defender. Barnes will get there. And this is a good chance. Good save there from Scott and cleared away. And well, again, you just see the danger that Brandon Barnes possesses when he gets into those positions. And Ryan Scott had to react quickly. And it probably wasn't the best defending there from Zidias in the end. Well, Dandenong Thunder, I'm just sniffing at the moment.
It was a tough one for Zidias to deal with, as you said, but Brandon Barnes, once again, that was probably half a chance for any other player, but he's managed to find a great shot on that lethal left foot, and it's in the end a decent save there from Ryan Scott. But again, Bentleigh really need to be aware of the threat that Barnes poses, especially with the long balls.
The ball out on the left-hand side now. Good advanced play here from Bentleigh into the box, forced to Holmes, but a little bit of a mix-up between him and Thurtell, and that was a decent opportunity. Now Barnes just tried to flick it out wide to Desic. Just overhit the pass. Webster comes across. Now back to the goalkeeper in Ryan Scott, who again looks forwards. Nakamura. Zidias. Back to Webster. Got Thurtell making a run potentially in behind. Nakamura now. Zidias. And now that's good play. Zidias comes forward. Holmes, right-hand side. Looks to deliver. Clips into the box. A good ball. Clark had to be reactive. He was. And now Bereveskos on the edge of the box, and Blake Carpenter, of course, as we said, moved into left back with the substitution of Piemonte. Now Barnes looks up. It's a good ball in behind, just maybe a little bit overhit. But again, Thunder looking slowly a little bit more dangerous in the counter-attack, and Brandon Barnes, he's certainly been, as we said, a little bit more involved, especially in more advanced areas of the ground.
It's just that midfield, I think, now for Dandenong. They're finding the right pass in behind and find players like Desic, and then of course Barnes, that getting that extra touch, that extra pass they couldn't quite find in the first half, I think. And Bentleigh up, moving the ball through well, but I think see a little bit of afters there from a challenge.
A bit of push and shove there between Zidias and Carpenter. And Zidias might have just booted the ball as well after the play. Well, a little bit of afters as well between the fans and Pierce Clark out in front of us. But in the meantime, the Dandenong Thunder do have a free kick in a dangerous area. This is certainly a position where you can deliver a ball into the box, and Ryan Scott and his defenders have to be aware here. Bereveskos. Delivery is poor in the end. Now there is a man that's gone down in the area. Nothing given though. Now Alexander drives it forward towards the feet of Thurtell. Desic gets it across. Now Madaffrey, he looks up. Carpenter backed into a corner there. One-on-one with his defender. Carpenter does well. That time it's given away, and now again an opportunity here for Bentleigh to come forwards. Thurtell turns well, finds a space. Great pass there. Nakamura in behind. One-on-one with his defender as Nakamura cuts it on his left, and good defending there to come back from Desic. really had to work his socks off there to catch Nakamura, but again, the Bentley Greens, now that the Thunder are starting to open up a little bit more, really exploiting that space on the right-hand side, and Nakamura really looking dangerous every time he gets the ball.
It was a fantastic ball by Matty Thurtell to find Nakamura.
Well, that ball over the top could be dangerous. Barnes just couldn't get there. Scott off his line quickly.
As I was saying, Nakamura just showing his pace, showing his class, and if it wasn't for Desic working as hard as he did to get back and apply a tackle, it could have been 2-0 Bentley though.
Switch of play. Out to the left-hand side. Steins. Gets in at his fullback again to Steins. Good challenge that time, and Madafri's fouled him. Did look like he might have gotten the ball, but the referee has given a free kick. And again, position of danger here for Bentley. And as we tick towards the hour mark of this game, a goal would certainly be welcomed, as you just feel Thunder sniffing around a potential equaliser. But it is a set-piece opportunity here. So the free kick to be taken. Whipped into the box. Webster with a Lambateridis, rather what was a clearing header rather than an attacking one, comes out to the edge of the box. Holmes clips into the area. Webster arriving, but headed clear again, and now flicked forwards, and Berevescos now forward to Dover. He's got Barnes ahead of him, and that's where he goes. Good pass, Barnes, wide area, quite isolated, 2-on-1 situation. Cuts in on his right hand side, delivers in towards the back post. Georgopoulos holds it up, clips in again, but no one there attacking the ball, and just see the frustration there from Brandon Barnes. And now Zidias goes back to Webster. And again, you can just see there that release in behind, and Barnes' movement was very good, but just no real support around him as that ball gets played out for a throw.
It was good again from Dandenong. I think they composed themselves. They found themselves in a good space. Unfortunately, just a little bit of miscommunication there to Barnes, who decided to step back to the edge of the box instead of heading in. But positive for Dandenong. I think they're on the front foot here.
Well, again, it's Thunder on the ball, looking dangerous. This is their period of the game at the moment, but given away that time, but won back quickly by Georgopoulos. Now again, Piemonte given away. Holmes looks up, recycles well. Zidias surges forward on this right-hand side now. Goes back to Webster. Holds it up, forwards, Holmes. Now Zidias. Good tackle there from Carpenter. Again, Bentley now, their task will be, can they just slow down the Thunder resurgence here early in the second half? And again, a second goal would be a killer blow. Illich holds up, good exchange of play again there. Alexander goes back to centre back in Jankovic. Come forward, but given away there by Jankovic, and now again a chance for Thunder coming forward here. Daffery back into Georgopoulos. Berevescos, Georgopoulos again. Some pressure again, good forward pass. Now some danger here potentially for Thunder. Played out wide, Carpenter. Cuts in onto his left-hand side, still going as Carpenter. Does well to drive inside. Piemonte, Carpenter again. Exchange was poor. Carpenter not able to win it back, and now a chance here for Bentley to break. Zidias sets a task there for Holmes. He won't get there. And it's going to be out for a throw. Bit of frustration now for Bentley.
You saw Dandenong again. They're finding time on the ball, and it's really good to see Georgopoulos. He's proving almost a register role in playing a nice little number 6 in behind, and he's composing the Dandenong midfield. I think Bentley just need to calm down and just find their feet again in this second half.
Well, again, the ball out to Illich here, who's had to start getting himself more and more on the ball. Zidias. Nakamura. Holmes now. Thurtell, good play there. Nakamura, Thurtell, great challenge. there at the back. And again, Dandenong just doing enough to curb the quick ball movement there from Bentleigh. Berveskos looks up, goes back across to his central defender. Vertel putting some pressure on in the end, almost won the ball back, but he's given away a free kick. And again, just a little bit of time here for Thunder to get themselves back on the ball. As we look around the grounds, of course, as well, and Dandenong City and Hume City now at half time. And it is 0-0 at the break. So, interesting one there. Although my app is playing up a bit here, so we'll confirm that score to you in a moment. It was a goal which was logged as being potentially scored in the 30th minute. Regardless, it is still a Bentley Greens lead here. As I mentioned, Matt Thurtell, the sole goal scorer at the minutes. Now the Dandenong Thunder will be looking to get this ball forward again. An hour into this one now. What will the changes be made by either coaches, of course? Dandenong Thunder already having made one. Now that's a mistake there from Jankovic, and it falls to Barnes, edge of the box. Brandon Barnes cuts onto his right and strikes into the back of the net. What a goal that is from Brandon Barnes. Absolutely shown his quality there. And while given half a chance on the edge of the box, he cut onto his right-hand side. And that is an absolutely sensational finish into the corner. 1-1, the Dandenong Thunder right back into this one.
It's exactly the type of goal you expect to see from Brandon Barnes. Capitalising on an unfortunate mistake there by the centre-back Jankovic and bringing it down beautifully before faking the shot on what would many be considered to be his favoured left foot, but he's absolutely curled one in with the right side and beaten Ryan Scott in the goal to make it 1-1 for Dandenong.
Well, what a moment there. And that is what he possesses, Brandon Barnes. Give him half a chance. And, well, for Marko Jankovic, of course, had quite a solid first half. He'd be so disappointed with his contribution to that there. Just got caught underneath the ball, headed it backwards, and that was all Barnes needed. And now they're certainly feeling up and about the minute here. The Dandenong Thunder. Zidias, Holmes. Couldn't quite find Thurtell. Now the ball played back in towards central defence. Bit of confusion there. In the end, Clark clears. And now, what's the response going to be from the Bentley Greens? They've had such control in terms of possession in this contest. Now that's a foul. And it's going to be a yellow card, it looks like, as well. Tyson Holmes was brought down. And into the book goes Keegan Sheridan. Definitely a yellow card, that one. Tyson Holmes just nipped it around him, and in the end it was maybe a professional foul to make sure Holmes didn't get through on goal.
Yeah, it was smart. Unfortunate to pick up a yellow, but that's what you want to see from a quality defender, to make those type of professional tackles. But Bentley now with an opportunity to whip it into the big man. Maybe Jankovic can make up for his mistake with a towering header here.
Ball clipped in towards the back post, but it's a poor delivery to be fair. And now a quick release here for Thunder. And now it's Kieran Dover with acres of space in front of him. He's got Barnes out, peeling out on the right-hand side. That's where he goes. And Brandon Barnes gets it down on the edge of the box here. It is Barnes. Looks for the shooting channel. But a good save that time from Scott. He had to be aware. But Brandon Barnes is certainly feeling up for it now. And all he's needed again is half a chance. And a good ball there, releasing him on that right-hand side. And just tried to curl that over the top that time. But Ryan Scott well aware. Now it's Nakamura. One-on-one with his defender in Carpenter. Did he illegally block him off? No, he didn't. Going to be a Dandenong Thunder throw.
Couple of hands being thrown there on Nakamura as he tried to make his way past. But again, you see Bentley, they're just slightly rushed, I feel now. They just need to calm things down. They need to use their defenders when they're playing the ball and just get back on top in this game. They need to make this game theirs if they want to regain the lead.
Barnes again, really getting himself involved now. Good pull out to the right. That time was given away though. Alexander is back inside to Webster. Certainly going to need his experience here, although that's a poor giveaway again. Barnes, edge of the box, strikes! Oh, that is absolutely sensational! Brandon Barnes with an absolute rocket into the top corner. He's turned this game on its head. And the Dandenong Thunder lead by 2-1. What a strike, what a moment. And who else but Brandon Barnes? It's 2-1.
The absolute scenes in Bentleigh now as Brandon Barnes is embraced by pretty much everyone in Dandenong as he makes his way to the bench, and it must have been a knuckleball because he struck it with such power and such acceleration that Ryan Scott was absolutely flat-footed. But that's the quality of Brandon Barnes for you, and it sends the Dandenong fans into absolute ecstasy, and really it's Dandenong's game to win now.
Well, the testament of a world or top-class strike, I think it's a bit of a stretch calling him world-class, but certainly in this area of Victoria, he is considered the absolute best. He didn't really have much of it in the first half, but certainly got himself amongst it in the second, and two absolutely fantastically taken goals have seen the Dandenong Thunder lead here despite being so behind for most of this game. And now they are certainly feeling up and about around this one. The ball played out the right. Desic looks for Barnes again. Just didn't quite have enough in the tank there. I think he's still breathing from getting involved in those celebrations. And well, what a moment that is for the Dandenong Thunder, and just how definitive could that be for their season. We said before tonight a win would be absolutely vital in their survival hopes. And boy, it helps having the league's best striker in front of goal. Now Zidias comes forward here. That's to the edge of the box. Illich. Now Alexander, what's the response from the Bentley Greens? Is there some fight here that we've seen over the years from them? See, out to this left-hand side now. Steins, twisting, turning. Alexander, well above play. Cuts on his left again. Couldn't quite keep it. Comes out to the edge of the box. Berveskos. Now Dover looks up. Under pressure there. One back. I think there was a bit of a stomp, but still going here, Bentley. Holmes. That's the right side now with Nakamura. Well, really looking to get on it and move this ball. Barnes, though, is hunting this down. He's brought down by Jankovic. It's going to be a free kick. He's causing an absolute world of problems at the minute, Brandon Barnes. And he just got himself nipped in from the blind spot there of Jankovic. Now there is going to be a change, and it is Steins being removed. And it looks like it's Velbor Mitrovic coming on. Steins just couldn't quite get himself involved in the play in that second half, and the late change being made there. And it is Mitrovic who's come on.
I don't mind seeing this change, actually. As you said, Steins, he did struggle to get on the ball a little bit, did struggle to make an impact, but the bigger, stronger Mitrovic, maybe looking to slow down the game a little bit, maybe just looking for another outlet for Bentleigh as they're maybe trying to get back in this one.
All over the top, headed clear. Now Berveskos, strong header down again. Intercepted, another strong header one. You can see Thunder really up and about this now. Alexander. Looks up for the left-hand side. Mitrovic looking to use his fresh legs to gallop in behind. Madafri did well. Is that a foul? No. So Mitrovic will look to take this quickly. And well, I would love to see the replay of that Brandon Barnes goal again, because as you said, it was such a powerful strike. Ryan Scott absolutely wrong-footed by that. And well, again, what do Bentleigh have to get themselves back into this? They've made their first change there with Mitrovic coming in. A talented player around the edge of the box, certainly can be dangerous, although that touch there didn't quite fit the billing. Maybe a little bit of nerves creeping in now for Bentleigh.
Could be for Bentleigh. They're in a difficult position now. The game has settled down slightly, which is to their favour, as Dandenong were coaxing on some momentum there and really utilising the crowd, which is on that far side. But Bentleigh, they just need to find a way to get back in the ball, get back in a commanding position for this game. And I think it really comes down to their midfield and their defence now to...
Ticking towards the last 20 minutes of this game. Well, you've got to say that the Dandenong Thunder have approached this game quite well. The way they just compressed and kept themselves in it in the first half, and really have banked on Brandon Barnes getting himself in front of goal. Two good chances and two fantastic goals. Yankovic. Barnes gets the better of him again. Really running rings at the moment is Brandon Barnes. Centering pass. Desic has Barnes in support. He won't get there though. Good challenge there in the end from Zidias. Now again Nakamura. Played forwards here. Lambadaridis. Holmes. He's got Thurtell moving in front of him. He's got Mitrovic out to his left. Gets it out wide to Mitrovic now. He's got a bit of space here to attack his fullback. Cuts it inside. Couldn't quite get it close to himself to have a shot. Lambadaridis flicks over the top. Now Thurtell comes out to the back there. Zidias won't get to it. Half cries for a handball there against Carpenter. Not given there. Zidias had a few words to the linesman as well on his way back. Webster. He gets to Nakamura. Good pass there inside. Illich. Now Zidias. Lambadaridis' touch was too far. And again, ball goes out for a throw.
Testament to the game now, Bentley. They're obviously trying their hardest to slow the game down and try and compose themselves. You saw Mitrovic just on the edge of the area. They just barely lost it out of his feet, and a little bit of chaos outside the box. But you know, Lambadaridis, he's one that I feel has been a little bit quiet the second half. I think it's once again a testament to how kind of rock and roll this game's been. But I think if it slows down, he might be able to make an impact.
A strong challenge there from Barnes. Really working himself into it now. As we said, was just so isolated in that first half. And at the minute, they do lead now by 2-1, sensationally. Of course, around the grounds, it is 0-0 between Dandenong City and Hume City there. The second half has kicked off now, so... And still no goals in that one. Ball played out wide. Zidias won't get to it. Carpenter skips forwards. Dover. Berveskos here. That's going to be a throw.
You hear the calls from Lambadaridis to just tighten things up and trying to get his boys going again. And it's that wayward pass from Illich there that maybe it's just that little bit of quality that's lacking there. The second half in such a chaotic game, but really is one that suits Dandenong, and see Lambadaridis here. I think he's just trying to compose everyone.
Well, they're certainly going to need some experienced heads now, as you can just see Thunder really up for this physically and starting to really throw their weight around and going hard for all those 50-50 challenges, all the things you need when you're fighting a relegation battle, and just a little bit of confidence of getting themselves ahead here. It is going to be a Dandenong Thunder throw. And well, just how many clubs around Victoria, and if not Victoria, Australia, would love to have a striker like Brandon Barnes. And that again, what a flick, through on goal. Dover, inside, into the area, holds it up, goes to the edge of the box towards Georgopoulos, cleared away, Bereveskos. Well, I don't know what he's seen there. He maybe thought he was playing for the Bentley Greens for a moment because he's given it straight to Mitrovic. Now Alexander's brought down. Going to be a foul. Free kick given there against Georgopoulos. Taken quickly. Now the ball played out to this right-hand side in Zidias. Again now Nakamura. Again cleared away. Again, Webster flicks over the top. Zidias. Intercepted. Cleared again by Carpenter. And that ball goes out for a throw. Certainly hearing it from the fans out here is Carpenter. And it looks like a change is going to be made. A second one here. George Lambadaridis is coming off and Joshua Meeker is coming on for the Bentley Greens. So another midfield change. And Josh Meeker, of course, has been in and out of the first team this season. He comes into midfield, maybe looking to get a little bit more advanced as Lambadaridis makes his way.
Bit of refreshment, perhaps. Bit of fresh legs, maybe. And I think maybe it's an adjustment to the game itself. Instead of trying to adjust the game, maybe just trying to put on players that are more likened to this free-flowing, hectic style of play.
Well, Josh Meeker, of course, has been around the NPL for a few years. Of course, was at South Melbourne back in his youth days and then went over to Spain for a few years and now came back to the Bentley Greens and established himself more or less as a Good quality squad player in this side, and that time there he wins a throw. Looking for an instant impact off him, of course, as we tick in towards the last 15 minutes now. Holmes, edge of the area. Gets it under, looks up, too far out to shoot, goes back out to Zidias again. Now Nakamura. His right-hand side, cuts in onto his left, Zidias. Good movement there from Zidias, off Nakamura. Looks to deliver and out for a corner. Well, these are the chances Bentleigh have to take. Now an opportunity to throw the big man forward again.
They were dangerous from set pieces in the first half, and it's good to see Zidias and Nakamura combining again. It's what we saw before earlier in the game that led to so many chances. Let's see if they can produce one now from a set piece.
The movement off the ball there in particular was quite good there from Zidias, and well, the big men are forward. Taken by Alexander. Good delivery into the middle. Falls. Webster couldn't quite get a shot on goal. Falls out here to Illich. Now Holmes. Great switch of play. Alexander just maybe waited for the ball there. Dover under some pressure there. In the end, does well to get some distance. Not only get some distance, but a great ball to find Barnes too. Tried to turn and twist his man. Couldn't quite hold it up that time though. Was maybe angling towards the assistant referee for a foul there. Not given though. Mitrovic now on the left-hand side. Whipped in again, but not able to find anyone. Out for a goal kick.
Nothing coming from that corner again as Dandenong really strong defensively in this second half. They've really stepped it up. They've applied so much pressure to this Bentley Greens midfield and attack. And once again, the long ball to Brandon Barnes almost creates a chance on its own, but got to credit Dandenong for really sticking to their guns, sticking to their game plan of creating such a stronghold in their back third.
The high ball over the top again. Headed away there, that time by Jankovic. Now it's third help. Costa Nakamura, back into Mika. Tried to play the ball through, but given away. Carpenter, good spearing pass to the feet of Barnes. Now wide to Piemonte. Holds up, back into Berevescos now. He surges forward into midfield. Still going is Dean Berevescos. Under pressure from two Bentley Greens plays. In the end, runs the ball straight out of play. And it's going to be a throw. And you think now for Vedan Kokari, the angle coming out of half-time was how do we get ourselves back into the game? Well, they did that through Brandon Barnes with two great goals, and now the angle's going to be how can they maintain this lead? They've been quite compact in the second half, but they've still looked really dangerous on the counter, and now Dover again on the edge of the box. Goes to Georgopoulos. He'll line up a strike. It's not a bad one. It's a brilliant one. It's into the top corner from Georgopoulos, and that might well seal this result for the Dandenong Thunder. What a strike from the number 4, and they lead by 3-1.
Dandenong can only score screamers. Georgopoulos has absolutely piped one from about 25 yards out. It's incredible now to see the fans just in absolute ecstasy, and credit to Dandenong. They've stuck in it. They've taken every single chance they've made. 3-1 Thunder.
What an unbelievable strike from Georgopoulos. 3 absolutely top-class goals. And well, can you believe it? Would you believe it? They lead by 3-1 tonight. 3 contenders for the goals of the season, you think. 2 from Brandon Barnes and 1 from the central midfielder. As a final change is made here, and it's James Idias who's coming off. And we'll just confirm that change here. So Zidias off, and on comes Matthew Crooks at right back. So Ioannis Georgopoulos, the youngster in midfield, done a stellar job tonight. And I think, well, Crooks has been straight into the action there with Piemonte going straight through him after the play. But now Bentley, is there any response? They just seemed so comfortable in that first half, but you've got to give credit to Dandenong Thunder for their fight and getting back into this game, not to mention the quality in front of goal. Mika, wide here, Nakamura delivers into the box, Thurtell there, comes down, Georgopoulos clears away, only as far as Alexander. He recycles the ball in the box again, Thurtell leaping at it. We cleared away again, and it will be a Dandenong Thunder ball as well. 78 minutes gone here. Dandenong Thunder lead by 3-1. An opener there from Matt Thurtell in the 17th minute. Looked to have them so comfortable, and at half-time, really should have been more, but a double from Brandon Barnes and a goal from Yanis Georgopoulos sees Dandenong Thunder lead by 3-1. Webster surges into midfield. Mika looks up, wide to Nakamura. Now Crooks again. Looks forwards, ahead of him is Webster, making a driving run in towards the box. Cleared away, only as far as Nakamura. He'll have time to angle across into the box there, but the delivery was poor. But he will get a corner. And this is the time now for them. They really need to get themselves a goal if they've got any chance of getting back into this contest.
You hear the cries from the fans, especially one right in front of us, and Bentley, they're desperate now. They've only 10 minutes left in this game. If they're going to find a goal, they've got to find it now. Maybe from this corner if Alexander can whip one in nicely.
The corner kick here to be taken again by Alexander. Whipped high into the middle. Clark a long way off his line. Was he fouled? Referee says no. Falls into the edge of the box. Mitrovic blocked on the line and cleared away. It just will not go in for Bentley at the moment. Mika under pressure there from Barnes. He looks like he fouled him. Will be a free kick. Those are the chances you need to take. It was Illich who had the strike. He couldn't quite get it over the goal line. Desperate defending from Thunder, a team, as we said, scrapping to keep themselves alive as a top-flight Victorian club. And well, at the moment, with this result, they lift themselves out of the bottom two and into 12th on 16 points, putting the pressure right back on Pascoe Vale and Kingston City. Crooks, substitute. Holmes. Given away again. Webster on the ball now. Nakamura cries a turn, not heeded to initially. Crooks. Webster. Holmes. Carpenter get across, and he's been really good, hasn't he, Blake Carpenter, since moving into left back. He's been so nippy and quick in getting back and challenging. Illich. Mika. Plenty of time and space to turn. Drive forwards here. Hasn't got much above the ball though. And in the end, he's given it away. Now Georgopoulos. Was he fouled? Referee says no. Or has he? Looks like he's given a throw instead. Happy to take some time on that now, Thunder.
They won't mind this Thunder. And you saw before, Bentley midfield, he looked up and played a ball. No one in front of him. They just had one left back and one left wing right on the other side. I think it's the movement of Bentley now that needs to improve. And further into this game, tied legs, it's difficult. But Dandenong, they're back on top. And can they get one to absolutely seal this game now?
High and long ball forward. Headed down. Just away from the feet of Barnes. Holmes. Nakamura. Strong challenge from Carpenter. Adamantly feels he got the ball. Referee says he got the man. Holmes. Dangerous there. In the end, they keep the ball though. Illich. Wide. Alexander. Ball played over the top that time. Thurtell. Can he weave some magic? Well, in the end, it's a Dandenong Thunder throw. And well, you've got to say for the Bentley Greens, maybe just the lack of a plan B has been the issue tonight. They've been so good at moving the ball, especially in the first half, but since Thunder really got control back in that midfield, they've really struggled to create chances in the second half.
I think it's just the intensity of Dandenong. Getting that goal obviously helps, but they've kept it up through the second half, and Bentley, they've struggled here. It's just such a constricting press, and on this right-hand side, you saw the force move Zidias out to make some change, and that's where a lot of their chances were coming earlier, but not as much in this second half.
Illich, Thurtell flicks through, but just couldn't quite find a man. As we are inside, of course, the last 7 minutes here. 83 and 84 minutes pretty much gone now, and as we said, still 3-1. Clark, high ball over the top. Jankovic this time gets the ball away, but Desic will happily let that go out for a throw. And Carpenter will take his time coming across here. So Carpenter takes the throw quickly. Dover trying to scurry onto it there. Scott will get out quickly. Now Jankovic. Ball across there to Webster. Bit of space to attack here at centre back. Now Crooks. Cuts inside, goes back to Webster. Now Nakamura. Carries it forwards here. Crooks again. Now in towards Illich. Good little flick there to find Mitrovic. Now Alexander in an advanced position. He can cross from here. Delivers. Thurtell missed it! And that time there from Holmes. Just couldn't quite get it on target. Good little half chance there, but they're the ones you need to take with 5 minutes to go. And that time just couldn't quite find the inside of the post.
It's a really similar move to what we saw in the first half, with right back cutting in, and really smart move there by Illich to flick it on, and then Alexander finding a nice ball inside and just couldn't quite find the finish. But again, those are the ones that you really need to take. You saw Dandenong take some tough chances, and if Bentley have any chance of getting back in that game, or back in this game, those are the kind of goals you really need to score.
Inside the last 5 minutes of normal time here. Clark, high ball forward over the top again. Cleared away. Now forced to Desic here. He flicks it high towards Barnes, who will get it under control around the edge of the box. Now back out here to Piemonte. All the way back now towards the halfway line, Mudaffri. Piemonte. Keeping it well here with Thunder. Good little exchange of play. Just hear the Thunder fans out on that far side there, giving their side some encouragement. Clark that time going high and long forward. It could cause a bit of a problem there. Headed down there well by Jankovic. Now Mika onto the ball. Have to move this forward quickly here to Bentley. Crooks cuts inside. Finds Mika now in a bit of space. Mika will travel with the ball here forwards into this right-hand flank. Looks up towards Nakamura. Couldn't quite find him again though. And Carpenter did enough to just get it out for a throw. Again taken quickly. Crooks. Illich. Good little ball through the legs of Desic. Low ball into the area. Again cleared. And Dandenong defending resolutely at the minute.
Really smart play. Just that clear that ball away, but you saw Illich again. He's found a couple of nice little touches and finding Nakamura there as well. And I think Dandenong, if they can maintain such a strong defence that they've had in the second half, they should have no troubles closing this one out.
Holmes, another little cheeky nutmeg there on Dover. Of course, two former teammates. I think there was a little bit of words exchanged there as well. Ball played forward there. Nakamura under some pressure there from Carpenter. Now Holmes again plays it through the legs of Carpenter that time. Was there after some Beravescos? Referee says no. Carpenter in the meantime gets himself out of a really good position there and wins a free kick as well. It's been excellent tonight, Blake Carpenter. Of course, as we said, started on the wing, moved into left back. Has absolutely not taken a step backwards tonight. I think being one of their best as a change is being made, and it is Brandon Barnes. And well, he's a man who deserves an ovation tonight. What a performance. Two absolutely world-class goals to get them back into the lead. And he comes off and is replaced by Sevdim Ismaili. So he'll come on. What a performance from their captain.
Incredible from Brandon Barnes, and I feel like you expect nothing less from him. He's scored 2 goals again for Dandenong, and he's carried them back into this game, and the work rate on him is just phenomenal. If you watch him throughout the game, I wish we had a Brandon Barnes camera just to see how hard he works and just to see every run he makes, every tackle he commits to. He's always out of breath, but you know, he's just such a phenomenal player for this Dandenong side, and all credit to him.
Well, it looks like Kieran Dover's going to go up front and Ismaili is going to drop into the back. So looks like they're going to 5 at the back here in these last few minutes here. The Dandenong Thunder. Now it's Georgopoulos, of course, scorer of an absolute wonder goal himself. Out on this left-hand side, under some pressure there, looking for a foul, and he gets it. So it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous area again.
Can they add to their tally here, Thunder, as you see some Bentley fans starting to motion towards the exits, but looks like they might just be able to hold this ball up here and maybe treat themselves to a little extra one if they can find a decent cross in. But you know, it's been a fantastic game, and as we see Brandon Barnes go off, you mentioned the Georgopoulos goal, which is just phenomenal. Just high quality stuff there from the Dandenong side, and thoroughly deserved victory, I'd say.
All out in the corner. And in the end, it's one there for the Bentley Greens, so they're going to take it. And well, they come forward here. High ball over the top. Nakamura, headers down. Crook. Desic off it. Cleared away again. Ilic does well. Flicks it back into his path. Now Alexander on the left-hand side. We are really getting into the last gasps here as we enter the 90th minute of normal time, the final minute of normal time. Alexander here. Long throw over the top. Flicked out. Mika arriving. Jankovic putting some pressure on. Strong there though was Madafri. Does well to get himself forward there. And now played into his path again, Madafri. And he gets a little tug on the shirt. But in the end he gets a free kick. Well, you got to say, the never say die attitude tonight of the Dandenong Thunder really does bode well for them in this relegation battle. What a result it is for them tonight, but the attitude and application to get themselves back into this game when it looked like for such a long period that they were really out of it has been absolutely outstanding.
Absolute credit to them. They've clearly got a nice talking to in the first half break, and they've come out absolutely firing, using Brandon Barnes perfectly, and I think it's a credit to the entire team and not just the big man up top, where they've locked down this right-hand side where they saw a lot of issues. They've locked down the wing play of Bentley Greens, and I think if they can continue these types of performances throughout the season, obviously it's still a battle, but positive for Dandenong in a tough position that they're in now.
Well, it is a goal kick here, so they're going to take plenty of time on this. As we tick across into the final moments here, they are readying a final change here, the Dandenong Thunder. And presumably just to be taking a few more moments off the clock. High ball over the top. Dover, who's also worked really hard tonight, flicking on. Ball goes out for a throw. And there is a change that is looking to be made. The referee hasn't seen it as yet. Meantime, they do take this throw in quickly. So Webster looks forwards. Crooks. Webster. And now Crooks. Bit of time and space for him to attack here. Beats his man as Crooks goes inside to Holmes. He's got Alexander on the switch. Ball doesn't make it there though. And some good challenging play there from Ismaili. Now Ilic. He'll drive forward here to Ilic. Looks for the feet of Thurtell, but again cleared away. Bentley here now. We are in the last gasps here of this. High ball over the top. Thurtell gives away a free kick. Referee has now been indicated there will be a final change. And it is going to be Kieran Dover who's going to come off. Another one who's worked hard tonight. And he's going to be replaced nearby. Now, interestingly enough, on the team sheet, there is no 16. I believe it's Mohammed Felzi who's coming on. So, that's the change that is being made. Final change. So he makes his way onto the ground for the final few moments. Does Felzi. And Kieran Dover, another one who worked really hard alongside Barnes tonight, often quite isolated in that final third. But that is all she wrote here tonight. What a result that is for the Dandenong Thunder. 3 goals to 1 here. And after being behind at half-time and seemingly out of this game, an absolutely world-class double from Brandon Barnes, 2 absolute rockets, and a goal from Giannis Georgopoulos from the edge of the box was enough for them to record what is an almighty victory in their fight against relegation. What a win for the Dandenong Thunder tonight.
You said world-class, Brandon. I think that's no understatement. You saw just the absolute joy on Carpenter as he ran towards the bench to embrace the rather large gathering of Dandenong fans on that far side. And all credit to this Dandenong team is that it's such a tough position in the league to grab a 3 points against, one of the top NPL sides we've seen this season, a really informed side as well. Really shows the character of this Thunder team and shows that there may be hope going forward for them.
Such a disappointing result considering the way the Bentley Greens started this game. And for them, of course, after a resurgence of late, getting up into second spot, really is disappointing in their perspective. But again, now for Thunder, they move out of the bottom 2 and now get themselves close up to potential safety. At least now they are in the relegation spot, playoff spot at the moment, but pending other results tonight, a huge result. Well, Ed, of course, tonight, making your debut in the NPL Victoria Waves. What a game to watch, and again, we've seen one of the best exponents of football in this state in Brandon Barnes in front of goal. 2 delightful goals, surely a man of the match tonight.
Couldn't have asked for much better, and yeah, of course, Brandon Barnes takes the trophy there for man of the match, but credit to a couple of other Dandenong players. You see Kieran Dover, he works so hard, and then Carpenter as well down that right-hand side. It's just a massive performance by every Dandenong player on the pitch tonight, really showing their defensive qualities in that second half, and excited to see what they can produce next week.
Well, that's all from tonight from Ed Goodwin and myself, Brandon Galgano here at Kingston Heath Soccer Complex. The final score, the Dandenong Thunder 3, Bentley Greens 1. Goodbye for now. Hi mate, what's up? Enjoy it?
Thank you. It's not a bad game to get a full up.
Big comeback.
I'm excited to hear all the... Sounded like a good call from you for that